Welcome to this series of Data Protector new features, and in this episode we want to show you the enhancements we have done to the store one's configurations. First of all, what we've done is we introduced soft quotas to the dedupe store configuration, and you actually go to that by addressing the store and go to store and gateways. You see two new entries that you have available for configuration. One is setting a backup size soft quota, so that is actually addressing individual backup sizes. And soft quota means that you just get a warning that a certain threshold or the gigabytes that you set up in here are exceeded, and you can plan for any kind of upgrades or changes appropriately. You can also set a store size quota, so that the store size is exceeded, you get an early warning before your data is actually running out of space. So if you want to check on that, you can check how big your store is right now. So in our case, it is about 32 gigabytes, a little bit more than that actually. So what you can do is you can set a soft quota for that store, let's say at 35 gigabytes, and that will actually produce a warning message for the next backup that we're doing, because those 35 gigabytes are already exceeded. I just want to show you how that looks like when you do certain backup configurations. The other enhancement we have done to Data Protector is bandwidth throttling for the gateways. So remember that those gateways are more or less like logical drives that back up into those deduplication stores. And what you can do with the latest upgrade is to set a bandwidth throttling feature. You go to Settings and Advanced, and down here you see that there is a new functionality called Limit Gateway Network Bandwidth in kilobit per second. You click on that certain configuration item, and now you can set for whatever kilobit per second you wanna do in terms of backup. So let's just imagine that this gateway is set up as a remote office configuration. The gateway is in that remote office, and you want to back up into a data center of your choice. You have 8,000 kilobit per second available on that line, and you want to limit that to 4,000, which is actually half of the bandwidth that you have. So you leave enough room for other servers to have a chance to do their kind of stuff in parallel. So this is the limitation you want to set up at that point in time. And we're now configuring a backup job to move data. And we want to do that with a file system backup. So we're backing up the server that I already picked in the previous example. We just backing up drive C of that server. And we're also using the local gateway on that server. So it's all the same machine. Data is coming from the server called IMDP63. We're using the local gateway, IMDP63. And we're moving data to a remote store that is somewhere else. So we can do the usual kind of file system options like retention time and statistical information. So this is the usual stuff we want to do. We might want to place in some schedule down here, but we don't need that right now. And we save that as any kind of name you want to have. And start the backup configuration. So you will notice additional information that will come up with that backup job. First of all, it will tell you the current gateway bandwidth throttling that is set up. In our case, it is 4,000 kilobit per second. And you've also seen that there is a warning called the store one store is exceeding the quota of 35 gigabytes by approximately 1 gigabyte. So this is the warning message that is coming up depending on the store size limitation you have set in the store. In the meantime, we can check for the server itself, so how it actually behaves in terms of network bandwidth usage. So when I switch now to the server IMDP63, we can actually see that the the network is only used in a certain kind of peaks, which is actually down to the caching mechanism of the local networking card. It will accumulate those 4 kilobit per second and send it over the wire in packets.